Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Night Sky this week for November 20th, 2023. Hey, hope you had a great weekend. Did you get to do any stargazing? Did you see any auroras? Or perhaps you saw some of those amazing meteors? Did you see some of the Leonid shooting stars? They peaked Friday night into Saturday morning. There were reports from around the world that people were seeing shooting stars overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. And even now, we're on Monday during this broadcast, there's still some leftover shooting stars, meteors that should be visible in the skies above, wherever you are around the world. They all seem to be originating out from the Leonid constellation that rises very late in the night at this time of the year. But in the east. But no matter, you should be able to see some shooting stars still. So that's great. Hey, listen, if you find value in this video, I hope you do, something you learn about the night sky, something, tips or tricks about stargazing, and you find value in it, I'd appreciate you doing some good stuff by hitting that like button. Also, the subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, it would be much appreciated. Your support means a lot, allowing me to bring these videos into your homes every week. And of course, sky charts. Don't miss out my sky charts that I post during the week on my timelines, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, Instagram too. You'll find me at The Night Sky Guy in all those sections. So I'd appreciate your support. So why don't we dive right into the night sky? I've got the planetarium program here set up. So let me just bring that up. There we are. And this is the sky as it appears through mid-northern latitude. So wherever you are in the world, it might be skewed a little bit differently, but the clustering of objects are going to be there, visible to you. And I'll let you know if you can't see it depending on where you are. But these things that I'm going to be pointing out today should all be visible throughout the world. So this is the sky looking towards the southwest region. And what you'll notice soon after sunset on Monday night, November 20th, you'll see our friend the moon pairing up with a planet. Now, there is another planet here, Mercury, but it's kind of embedded in the glow of the sunset. You can see it right here. It'll make it very, very tricky to see if possible at all, but one that's much easier to see. And if you've never seen it before, this is a great opportunity. The next few nights, in fact, the moon will be pairing up with planets. If you tuned in last week, you may have remembered that I was just hinting that the moon will be visiting different planets throughout this week. And so here we are, we're going to be talking about that. So first up is the moon pairing up with Saturn. Let me just put it a little bit later in the night, an hour after sunset. This is the view, and you can see the moon, quarter moon, basically pairing up with beautiful Saturn. Now, the pairing is going to be visible as such through binoculars. It'll just fit the two objects in between in the single field of view. So if you have binoculars, this is what you'll see. And if you have a telescope, by all means, point it at Saturn. Those magnificent rings are going to be visible. If you've never seen Saturn before, tonight's a great way to spot it, to find it. If you've never been able to locate it and you're not sure, the moon is a great guidepost for that. So take advantage of it. If you've got clear skies, you've got binoculars and telescopes, you'll be able to see much more of the event. But even with the naked eye, you'll see the pairing as such in the sky. There'll be a yellowish colored star near the moon. It'll be the brightest star-like object very close to the moon, as you can see here. And in this animation, by the way, through my favorite planetarium app, Sky Safari Pro. That's what I'm using here. And you can see it is in the constellation. Let me just move it an hour even later. You'll see it better. The constellation Aquarius, the water bearer. This is a zodiacal constellation. And the planets move through this constellation. All the different planets eventually cycle through these different zodiacal constellations. I like to call them the pathway of the planets or the highway of the planets. It follows what's called the ecliptic line. The ecliptic line is this this pathway that goes through the different zodiacal constellations. You can see another one right here next door. It's called Pisces. And guess what? There you'll find also Jupiter right there. That's where Jupiter is actually not in Pisces, but in the constellation Aries, the Ram, right at the foot of the Ram. It's even brighter, Jupiter is, than Saturn, much brighter. And it's the brightest star-like object rising in the early evening in the east. But on Monday, November 20th, as of this live stream, the moon will be next to Saturn. Hey guys, I love seeing where you're watching from. Love seeing you putting yourself into the comments. I see Jack asking, when is the next meteor storm coming? Okay, so I don't want to go too far ahead, but the next one, Jack, is on December 13th. Peaking, that is the Geminid meteor shower. It's going to be great. The moon is going to be out of the way for the peak of the shower, so we can expect lots of meteors, depending on where you are, anywhere from maybe 30 shooting stars upwards to 100, 120, perhaps, if we're lucky, per hour. That's how many shooting stars. So mark that on your calendar, December 13th. We'll be talking a lot more about that, Jack. So thanks for the heads up on that. We've got viewers from Greece. Jack is from Santa Monica, California. That's great. Nancy on YouTube watching from the Netherlands. Great to have you on board. Kenny from Pennsylvania. Just love seeing where you guys are watching from. And Camelia is watching from Indiana. And we've got a viewer from Ethiopia as well. Welcome on board, watching on my Facebook page there. So great of you guys to join. Sharon, love to see you. Keep them coming. So we're watching the moon next to Saturn on Monday night. Now, if we jump over into the following days, and by the way, I'm going to be talking, stay tuned, keep watching, because if you're interested in comets, I'll be talking about comets too. So just keep watching the broadcast. And then the moon, if we turn to Tuesday, what'll be interesting on Tuesday night, the moon will be a great guidepost for a difficult planet, a challenging observing planet, because you need binoculars or a small telescope to witness this planet. And that I'm talking about is Neptune. Neptune is the farthest major planet, planet number 8, away from the sun. And it looks like a tiny bluish green colored dot in the sky. And the moon will be acting as a guidepost on Tuesday and even on Wednesday. If we go to Wednesday, the 22nd, it'll pop on to the other side of Neptune. So did you see that right here? I'm going to just zoom in a little bit so you see it better. So you've got the moon on Wednesday. This is where it'll be. But on Tuesday, it's on the other side. See? So this is Tuesday and this is Wednesday. So either night will be great to kind of figure out where Neptune is. And so I'm just going to go back to Tuesday because it's a little bit, I would say a little bit closer on Tuesday night. And the moon, you can see its position is going to be right there. And if you sweep with binoculars or small telescopes to the unlit portion side of the moon, and you just continue moving away from there, it will look for a greenish blue dot. And Neptune's currently shining at about 7.9 magnitude. So you can't see it with the naked eye, but it should be a fairly easy target for medium-sized binoculars. So regular, like a 7x50 or stronger than that, you should be able to see it with an average pair. And look at the distance, 4.4 billion kilometers away. It's so far away that light takes 245 minutes to reach your eye. Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's like almost 4 hours we're talking about. 4 hours for the light to reach your eye from Neptune. While the moon is so close, it takes just over a second for the reflected sunlight to reach your eyes. I just think it's just crazy just to think about that. So that is Tuesday night, guys. Tuesday, and then remember Wednesday, the moon will jump on to the other side of Neptune. Now, if we continue, let me just zoom out again. We're looking towards the southeastern skies. And if we kind of move into further down the week, On Thursday, the moon is kind of hanging out in between Jupiter and Saturn. You can see Saturn right here in the south. That's going to be the brightest star in that part of the sky. And then in the east, in the early evening, is Jupiter. And kind of in between, sandwiched between the two, is the moon. But if we move now to Friday, November 24th, look at that. The moon is going to be a gorgeous pairing with Jupiter. The two are the brightest objects right now in the sky, celestial objects just paired up so amazingly. And it's a great opportunity, a photo opportunity. I mean, if I go earlier in the evening, I would say this would be fantastic. Look at that. So just as the sun has set in the west, on Friday, November 24th, you'll have the moon next to Jupiter there, like that. I would say this would be an excellent opportunity to bring out your smartphones, your DSLRs, and try to capture a great photo with the horizon underneath, maybe glow from the sunset still in the sky. It'll be just a gorgeous sight. Hopefully, if I have clear skies, I'll be going out. I might do a live stream, might take some photos, share with you guys. But if you guys do get to go out and see it, it'd be awesome. Just try to take a photo of that. It's a good opportunity, and share it on my community and my friends. We get to see it together, so it'll be great. So this is Friday, November 24th. Skip to the next day. Let's see. Let me just move it down like that to the next day. And that's Saturday, the 25th. Now you see that the moon has jumped onto the other side, right? This is where it is on Friday, the moon. You see where the moon is right there? And the moon will jump onto the other side of Jupiter on Saturday, November 25th. So again, still an amazing pairing of the two. And what I want you to notice too is that the moon is not only pairing with Jupiter, but it's also close by to Uranus. This is the other ice giant, right? We had Neptune earlier in the middle of the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and now on Saturday, you'll have, on Saturday the 25th, the moon posing with not only still Jupiter, but also Uranus. Great opportunity to see this ice giant. It's the 7th planet farthest from the sun, and it is like a distinctive green dot. Yeah, it looks like a green dot. That's simply what you're going to be looking through your binoculars. And this is going to be a much brighter, this is technically, Uranus is visible through with the naked eye. But you really need super dark skies. And with the moon next to it, forget it. You're not going to see it with the naked eye. You're going to need binoculars to pierce through that moonlight. That's going to be a challenge. But if you get to spot that green dot near the moon, just amazing to think that it is 2.7 billion kilometers away, and the light takes 155 minutes to reach your eye. It's really, really incredible. It's almost 2.5 hours that the light takes to reach your eye. Look at that. And that's what the moon will look close up with Uranus on Saturday evening, just after sunset. Wait until the skies get darker. I would wait, maybe a couple of hours after sunset. Try to wait until the pair reaches higher in the sky. You'll be looking through less of a column of air, and it'll just be a more steady view. Things will appear brighter that way. And through binoculars, they should just about barely be visible through a pair of binoculars. That will be kind of a view, a wide pairing. So look for that greenish dot, very distinctive. You won't see any stars with that coloring. And that is the actual planet Uranus visible to you. And then by Sunday, we'll be getting near a full moon, the frost full moon, officially happening, I think, on end of the week or beginning of the week, Monday, I should say. And that's not where the moon will be on Monday, right there. But that's the different planets. So the moon is going to be a great guidepost for seeing that, right? So let me just go back to Monday night, or I should say, or Tuesday. It doesn't really matter which night of the Oops, let me just see what we're doing. Whoa, yeah, there we go. So we're going to go back to the sunset and let the sunset. Wait about a couple of hours after sunset. And what I want you to be looking for is a comet. So there's this amazing comet that's been making a lot of news. Let me show you some of the news that my friends at spaceweather.com have been collecting some amazing observational reports of Comet Pons-Brooks. Some of you have been asking me about it, but I haven't really talked about it yet because I've been kind of watching it, see how it develops. And it's been developing really nice to a point where now it's visible through binoculars as a little fuzzy cotton ball, greenish in color through small telescopes, and photographs that amateur astronomers are taking through their backyard telescopes are really showing off that greenish glow and an evolution in how this comet, as it's approaching the Earth and the sun, I should say, as it's approaching to swing by around the sun next year, it is really starting to grow better. And there's a lot of chatter online that this comet is Comet's Pons-Brooks. It may become visible to the naked eye next year, which would be awesome. We're still far enough away from that, though, to say that it's not a sure thing. You can't bet on comets. They're notorious for just breaking up and changing their brightness on a moment's notice. And so the likelihood is that it won't, but you never know. And it's really, we should be watching it. So Comet Pons-Brooks right now is shining at magnitude 9. This is what it looks like. It's been showing different kind of features. That's what these pictures are showing off, that outbursts. There's what are called cryovolcanoes that are happening on the surface of these comets. You have to remember what a comet is, right, folks? A comet is basically a giant dirty snowball. And that's what is being shown off in these pictures, like this one from Pennsylvania by Edward Petoskey, showing this beautiful, this was taken just yesterday, Sunday night, a photograph. And it's just amazing what this comet is like glowing because it's starting to get heated by its approach to the sun. So if we look at our comet, where this comet is, if you want to go out and see Pons-Brooks, it comes around once every 71 years. It was discovered back in 12, early 1800s by astronomers, and it's been watched ever since then. So every 71 years, it makes almost a human lifetime, just like Halley's Comet, which is its more famous cousin, cometary cousin. It comes around, swings around. And where you'll see it right now is right there in the sky. So it's in the constellation Hercules, and it's between the Hercules keystone. Remember we've talked about a few months ago, we talked about Hercules right there. That's the chest of Hercules marked by this keystone configuration, this kind of lopsided, squished rectangle that marks the chest of this mythical strongman, Hercules. Well, if you find that, it's setting right now in the west or western part of the sky or northwest. And then above it is the bright summertime star, Vega. Remember we talked about the summer triangle in the last few weeks, that you should say goodbye to it over the next few weeks. It's still visible in our skies. There's Altair, Deneb right there, and then Vega marks off this beautiful giant summer triangle. So look for that. It's visible even in suburbs, light polluted suburbs in the west. And then Vega, and if you find where Hercules keystone is, right in between that is where this comet is. Right there, you can see it. I marked it off for you. Now, don't worry, I'm going to have sky charts for all of this, so don't worry about it. I'll point it out on the sky charts, but that's where the comet is. It's currently shining about magnitude 9, and there it is. And if we look at it from the orbit, Pons-Brooks, this is where it is in the solar system. So I'm going to show you the lay of the land, so to speak, where it is in the solar system. I'm going to zoom out. Where we go, just zooming out. There is the comet. And you can see it's just above the plane of the solar system. There's Jupiter, there's the Earth, and there is the comet. You can see it right there. That is where it's positioned right now. Now, if we follow the comet over the course of the months, you'll see that it's going to be going closer to the planets. Do you see that? This is already next year, March and April. See that? It's swinging close. So that's when we'll get a much, much better view. And by the way, what's really cool about Comet Pons-Brooks, people are saying it's going to get appear close in the sky to the sun exactly during the time of the total eclipse on April 8th, 2024. This comet will appear close in the skies, in our skies, to the sun. So imagine seeing a comet during those few moments where the skies darken during totality. Now, I'm going to be talking more about this next year, obviously, in future. Don't worry, you're not going to miss it. If you tune into my shows, I'll make sure you are not going to miss this. If it's going to be something worth seeing, I will share that with you. I mean, if it's something for just, really hardcore amateur astronomers with big instruments, I'll still show it, but we're not going to talk that much. I want everyone to be able to know if you can see this, and I'll curate this for you over the coming months. But that's just a sneak peek of Comet Pons-Brooks. Right now, Comet Pons-Brooks is above the plane of the solar system. It's still a ways away, but it will be coming close to us in the coming months. And right now in the skies, you're looking maybe a couple of hours after sunset. Look for the Keystone constellation, which is Hercules, and Vega is going to be a wonderful guidepost. This super bright star in the west, maybe an hour or two after sunset. That is going to be your guidepost to find Comet Pons-Brooks. And let me give you another sneak peek, guys. It's going to get a little bit easier to see Comet Pons-Brooks in the coming weeks, because look at this. I'm going to now fast forward on a daily basis. Okay, so this is Monday the 20th as of this live stream. Now watch the comet approaching Vega, right? So this is Tuesday. This is the 21st of November, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, and we keep getting closer. And look at this. It's going to have a close encounter with Vega by the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is going to be zooming past Vega, this bright star. So you'll be able to see it near Vega. I think this is going to be absolutely amazing. Great opportunity. Check it out if you can. Pons-Brooks Comet. And it may become even a naked eye object coming in next year. How cool would that be? So, guys, lots of really cool things. The moon's a great guidepost this week to finding different planets. Some are visible with the naked eye. Some you need binoculars. And of course, with Neptune, you need binoculars and a telescope to see as well. Just a great bunch of different variety of things to see. And with Comet as well, a challenge. But if you've got a strong pair of binoculars, dark skies, clear skies, get away from the city, or if you're stuck in the city, use a small telescope, you'll be able to see that as well. Now, I'll post sky charts for all of this, don't worry, in the coming days. Keep watch for that. And of course, if you like astronomy, let me tell you, holidays are coming close. I've got you covered. If you are interested, I've got a great gift idea. Backyard Guide to the Night Sky, my best-selling book from National Geographic. It's a soft cover, small format, great for travel. I am signing and dedicated personal copies for international shipping myself. Doing that, you'll find that at thenightsky.com, nightskyguy.com. Also, I have my large coffee table book available as well, released last year, out by National Geographic. It contains all the constellations relevant for everywhere around the world as well, but it's a hefty 6.5 pound book. It really is an indoor book, but it's beautiful, as you can imagine, with maps galore from National Geographic. You won't go wrong with that. And both of those books I'm signing and dedicating personally copies and sending them out internationally. So if you want to get different gift idea, that's something that's there for you. And we have only a few weeks left. Get those shippings in before my stocks disappear. So you'll find that on thenightskyguy.com. I'll put right after this, I finish talking, I'll put a link in the comments for those books, so you can check those out yourself. Again, if you find value in this video, please do share, do subscribe, do all those good things. And I really thank you for your support. I hope to see you all next week. Stay safe and healthy. And until the next video, clear skies. Bye-bye, guys.